Now, I want to move on to this other fascinating story in the Australian. Treasurer Jim Chalmers hasn't quite endorsed the new guidelines from his own department. This is on gender-affirming language issued by Treasury. This is what Treasury is doing at the moment. Questions about the timing and relevance of such discussions amid economic challenges have arisen. I mean, it's quite... Look, this is misplaced, Joe.
Yeah, look, this is what I call the Cher, if I could turn back time argument. So Cher is virtually naked on a battleship with a bunch of sailors around her singing If I Could Turn Back Time. Now, that's not necessarily wrong. It just doesn't really make any sense. So this whole thing, like if people want to use their own pronouns or have special pronouns they want to use, that's fine. But the idea that this would be a priority for a full department, the most important department in the nation
cost of living crisis.
At the moment, in the middle of a cost of living crisis, if people identify with a different gender to the one they were born with, fine. You just say, hey, you know, actually, I'd like you to call me she, her. No problem whatsoever. But the idea that a whole department would have to do this just on the remotest chance that someone down the line in an imaginary hypothetical scenario might actually be offended in some imaginary context.
Yes.
The idea that you would be devoting even a skerrick of time and energy to this when you have the most full-blown economic crisis of a generation, that is mind-blowing.
It really is mind-blowing. Andrew Carswell, I mean, you were the press secretary to Scott Morrison. Did Treasury put forward this proposal under your government? And just to be clear, the proposal is that when they send email signatures, they have to put their pronouns, he, him, she, her.
She, they,
they, whatever. Not whatever, they. And also included in these guidelines are, you know, toilet use and things like that. You know, how did you respond when Treasury came to you guys with this stuff?
Well, it wasn't Treasury that came to us, it was PM&C that raised this initially, and it was to do with access to toilets, and that would have been a good 3 years ago now, and it was stamped on pretty quickly. But what I love about this Treasury issue is the timing. They put out this directive on budget day. I mean, like, what, you know, for the people that work in Treasury, you slave away there for 3 months, you know, working long hours and working weekends to get the budget out, and on budget day, the Treasury rewards you with pick your own gender. You can choose who you want to be and what toilet you use. I mean, what a strange thing to concentrate on the biggest, on Christmas Day for those that work in Treasury.
If we're going to have extra signage on toilets, can we just get a warning light system as to who's just done a number one and who's just done a number two? Because that is something that could actually be of real use to the community.
Too much information.
Well, by the time you get in there and shut the door, it's too late.
All right, Joe Hildebrand, on that note, Joe Hildebrand, great to have you.
Thank you,
Andrew Carswell, we'll see you guys on the panel next Monday.